we're hearing is that that memorandum of understanding includes an agreement to open embassies, an Israeli embassy in Khartoum, a Sudanese embassy in Tel Aviv. This according to media reports, unconfirmed at this time, but these are the reports coming out. And let's remember, Sudan basically got into this deal because it was very important for Khartoum to make sure they are taken out of that blacklist of state sponsors of terrorism. That is something that was already done in the days of the Trump administration. They're out of that list, allowing a lot of much-needed cash money to come into Sudan. As far as the Israeli perspective is, again, Sudan did not go into this for love of Israel, but for what they could get from the United States. But it's beneficial for Sudan and for Israel. For Jerusalem, it is very important to see Sudan walking away from one camp, the Iranian camp. Let's remember, it was not too long ago, not many years ago, when Sudan served as a base for Iranian ammunition.
Turnover in Sudan.
Absolutely. There were shipments going from Iran through the Persian Gulf and the Red Sea, docking in Sudan, and then from there towards the Mediterranean, towards Gaza, towards Lebanon. And there were alleged Israeli strikes in Sudan at the time. Now we're seeing Sudan walking away from that camp, coming to the pro-Western camp, and that is something which is clearly positive as far as Jerusalem is concerned.
I mean, that's a get ahead of ourselves, but Sudan becoming an example that anything's possible somewhat in the region with the way things can flip or regimes can change. It appears that there's shared interest growing then, but with Israel, that they're talking about security issues. I mean, these are talks that were once not that long ago inconceivable to some degree.
Exactly, but both countries are interested in stability in the region. Sudan needs stability to try and stabilize its economy, which is in dire condition. First and foremost, Sudan needed that money coming in from abroad, but also Sudan wants to make sure that there's peace and stability. Sudan has been involved in many regional issues with South Sudan, with Darfur. These are names that have been in the headlines in previous years. And both countries border Egypt. Sudan is to Egypt south, Israel is to Egypt's northeast. Therefore, a lot of shared interests. And now, if this report is correct, we'll see embassies in both countries pretty soon. Quite a step forward. Tell anyone a year ago that Israel and Sudan will have diplomatic relations that tell you it's absolutely impossible. We're seeing that it is.